Hello everybody, I'm Joey and I have a really cute Z-fold, actually it's a double Z-fold birthday card to show you today. This is week 6 of my 6-week series, Celebrate Birthdays with Lori and Joey. My friend Lori Hyling and I collaborated together to bring you 6 weeks of birthday projects. And I have the 6th one today. I'm going to, before we get started, I just have to get myself brought up on my laptop so I can see your comments. Hi, Kelly. Okay, so it looks like I'm in the right place and people are starting to jump on. The other thing I need to do is one more technical thing, which is get myself pulled up on my iPad, which is also in front of me, and that way I can see what you're seeing. All these technical things have to be set up right. Okay, hi Carol. I'm going to go ahead. When you jump on, go ahead and say hi, even if you're watching on replay. If you're watching on YouTube, welcome. I'd love for you to say hello too and where you're from. Today, if you haven't liked or followed my page yet, my Facebook Create with Joey page, I invite you to do that today so you don't miss anything that I post on Facebook and any more live videos. And if you're watching on YouTube, I invite you to subscribe to my channel. Hopefully you'll find today's project helpful and enjoyable. So let's go ahead and get started. Oh, thanks for sharing. I appreciate it, Kelly. Thank you. All right, let me go ahead and get my camera figured out here. I have to click a button, and then it brings up a toolbar. Now, I'll go upside down, and then you'll be right side up. So, I am here today. It was pretty touch and go as to whether I was going to be here today. This is a stamp set we're using, the best day. I've had jaw pain and a headache for actually on and off for a couple of weeks. I went to the dentist. Let me go ahead and get my stuff out here. I went to the dentist and he didn't think it was my tooth. I'd had a filling just maybe 3 weeks ago or so. And I thought maybe the filling was still a little bit too high. He thought it wasn't. But I'm going back today because yesterday I had a full-on migraine. So that was no fun at all. So I still think it's my teeth. Anyway, we're going to recheck it today. So I didn't get my project prepared until just this morning. So I wasn't sure I'd be able to go ahead with it today, but I am here and we're going to make this really cute card. So this is the best day. We've used this for the last 2 weeks. It's a great birthday set. So all the greetings are about birthdays. You can use this kitty and these sparklers and this greeting actually, and obviously the confetti, actually even this one. So these 3 are all specifically birthdays, but this is it could be a little bit more versatile if you need it for another special occasion. Okay, I'm going to go through these measurements with you, but if you would like to get the PDF tutorial with all the exact measurements, the photographs, the supplies I used, then I'll be sending that out to my newsletter subscribers this week. It'll go out this week if you subscribe before Friday. Sometimes I send them on Saturday, but they're always towards the end of the week, so that gives you time to subscribe if you haven't. I'm actually going to, hi Diane, hi Pam. All fun to see everybody jumping on. I'm going to go ahead and put the link to subscribe to my newsletter in the comments so you have it. If you're watching on Facebook, it will be in the description of the video so you can find it there. So here is the link. so you don't miss any of my free tutorials. They're free tutorials and just go out to everybody every week as a thank you to people subscribing on for my newsletter list. Okay, we're going to take a panel. Can you see? This is the sparkly. This is the shimmer paper. It's the in color shimmer paper for the 2022-24 in colors. I have to think through my description of the in colors really carefully because today the new catalog comes out for demonstrators. We can see the PDF file today with all the new colors in it. So we'll see the new in colors. This is Parakeet Party. This is staying because it's part of the ones that will stay one more year. So that's on the inside. This is a 4x4 panel. This piece is polished pink and it is 4 1/4 by I think 8 1/2. Yep, by 8 1/2, and it's scored at 2 1/4 and 4 and no 2 1/8. This is 2 1/8 and this is 4 1/4, and that's just making a Z fold like so. And then this is just our 4x4 panel. Now in the front of this, our card, we're going to take a piece of designer paper. I think this is 1 7/8 by 4 by 4. Again, if you are on my email list, you'll get the whole PDF tutorial with all the details and all the measurements, so you don't have to watch a video and keep stopping and starting on a video to just get the measurements. So I'm going to go ahead and put this on this panel. So far this is what we have, like so. Okay, let's go ahead. I think we'll go ahead and do our kitty. We're going to use the kitty today. I'll do those parts in a second. So this stamp, this kitty coming out of the cupcake is so cute for her birthday because she's got the balloon and everything going on. Oh, thanks for sharing. You did have trouble finding me today, Pam? I don't know. Facebook is always kind of a guessing game. I did put it in an event just this morning, but again, I'm kind of late getting that done because I just didn't feel well for several days. I'm going to double check my inking on this because I'm busy jabbering. This piece of cardstock this is basic white, and I think it's 2 by 2. Nope, 2 1/2 by 2 1/2. I'm going to just line it up to keep it straight. This is obviously a cling stamp, meaning it's red rubber and that you can't see through it like the photopolymer stamps. And I'm just going to stamp our kitty. There we go. And then I'm going to, I didn't get that super centered on my card, but it's handmade, so it's okay. Going to go ahead and we're going to color our kitty. I'm going to use crumb cake for this kitty. Hi, Sue. Here we go. So I've got crumb cake light here. And I'm going to go ahead and color with crumb cake. And actually I've got one kitty already colored, but I'm going to do a little bit of coloring. So today I mentioned that our new catalog, the new Stampin' Up! Catalog, will be visible on a PDF to demonstrators today at 1 p.m. Mountain Time, which is, I'm Central Time, so it's 2 p.m. for me. I'm in Lincoln, Nebraska. And I'm anxious, really anxious to see. I'm always really excited about new catalogs. If you're not a demonstrator and you would like to be, that doesn't really mean you need to actually ever demonstrate if you don't want to. You can just be a happy shopper for your 20% discount and add to your collection with the new products that are coming out, because one of the things is we're getting a new color refresh. So that's the main color families have 48 colors, and some of those are changing. I think it's either 11 or 12. I'm not going to do a lot of shading with this kitty, just to save time, but you obviously could shade with your darker marker. So I'm going to go ahead, and this is polished pink, this is dark polished pink. When you buy blends markers, they always come in a set of two. So one is light and one is dark. I'm going to go ahead and color these little circles, like so. Then we're going to get out polished pink, by the way. This is a retiring color. So everything that's in polished pink, all the designer paper, all the ribbons, all the embellishments, everything that has polished pink will be on the retiring list. So if you, I will be posting that. I will send it to my email subscribers. That would be another reason to make sure you're subscribed to my newsletter. I will be sending it to my newsletter subscribers probably tomorrow. So when Stampin' Up! First puts out the retiring list, first of all, there always this teeny tiny print. And second of all, they include all the French language sets, because Canada is in our North American market. So there are French-speaking Canadians who need their stamp sets, or need and want their stamp sets in French. So what I do is I go through it and take out all the French sets, and I also enlarge the font because it's just so tiny, it's hard to read. I would think even for young eyes, which mine aren't, it would probably be hard to read. It's just so tiny because there's so much in it. So once you take out the French sets and everything that's written in French, it makes the list a little bit smaller, but and then it's easier to make the font bigger. But I'll warn you, this will be a long one, a really long retiring list for the annual catalog, because of the fact that there are more colors retiring other than just the in colors. So it'll be a lot to wade through, but here's a couple of ways to look at it. If you, oops, I want dark pink for this. If you look through that list and you see things that are retiring, some things will be discounted, but they won't be discounted until April 4th. That's when the discounted prices go live. So if you see something on that list that you really want to make sure you add to your collection, you can go ahead and order it and not wait till April 4th, and you won't get the discounted price, but then you're sure to get what it is that you want. If you wait for the discounted price, it's possible between now and April 4th that this is Parakeet Party, this is a continuing color, and this is Tahitian Tide, it's a continuing color. Oh, let's do light blue eyes for this kitty. But there's a possibility, if you don't purchase it before April 4th, there's a possibility that it will not last until April 4th to get the discounted price. But if you're willing to toss the dice, then you can order on April 4th and you will be able to get the discount. If you join Stampin' Up! Before then, I'd love to have you on my team. You can get your 20% off plus the discounted prices on April 4th. This is my current host code. So if you want to get in on the special gift that I send to my customers who purchase every month, then I would urge you to go ahead and use my host code. Whoops. This is another Z-fold here. This little part is, as I said, we're making a double Z-fold. So this piece of cardstock is 2 3/4, I think. Yeah, 2 3/4 by 7. It's scored at 2 3/4 and 4 7/8. Anyway, so that's the story with that. I will, as I said, I will have a link to the retiring list that will go out to my email subscribers tomorrow. I'm not going to send it today because I'm going to have to get some things ready. I just want to send the list that doesn't have all the French sets in it. I just think it's easier to sort through it because it's going to be a long list anyway. Okay, I'm putting a piece of DSP on this little part, this panel of the Z-fold, and this is 1 7/8 by, let's see, 1 7/8 by 2 1/2 for there. Then we're going to go ahead. I know I'm getting lots of bits and pieces ready here. Hi, Kathy. Oh, you're in the UK, Carol, so you can see it at 8 p.m. How exciting. Oh, well, you have to wait a little bit longer then. What time is it now in the UK, Carol? I know we're about 6 hours apart, if I remember correctly. Okay, we are going to now do the inside greeting. I'm kind of scattered about the way that we're actually making this. 650. Oh, you're almost, so you're not too far away from, you're close to it too. So it'll be the same time. You'll get to see in about 1.5 hours and we'll get to see it in about 1.5 hours. So that makes sense. I think they do try to put it out at a time that is helpful for all of our markets to be able to see it about the same time. Okay, so on the inside, we're going to just stamp with Tahitian Tide. Remember, this is a returning color, so we're going to keep that one. But it's the polished pink that will disappear with the new catalog. So if you love this color, you want to make sure that you have all the re-inkers and the ink refills at least to keep your ink pads going, and any cardstock or embellishments or designer series paper with this color in it that you really want to have for future creating. So you'll just want to make sure that you, whoops, we're going over to this one. You'll just want to make sure you do that right away because honestly the retiring colors are already low in inventory. They've been in low inventory for actually more than a week. So don't wait if there are things that you need. I always stress the ink refills especially. And if you don't have the colors at all but you want them, then make sure you do that too. Okay, so this kitty goes on the front here. And then we're going to add some texture to our main image. So we're going to just go ahead and get this guy on here. Then what we're going to do is we're going to get a piece of scrap paper and sorry, I had one handy, but I don't know what happened to it. I'm going to get a piece of scrap paper. Gosh, it looks like I'm getting out of the picture. Let me fix this a little bit. It also doesn't look like my lights are on. Well, that's because they're not. That should be better. So sorry about that. As I said, I'm kind of spacey this morning because my jaw has been hurting, and I'm just gonna. Hi, Shar. Welcome. Nice to see you. Now what we're going to do is kind of a fun technique. We're going to go ahead and stamp this kitty again. Then, oops, that's not very good. Let's try that again. Actually, sometimes it's better to just turn your stamp over and ink it from the top. Sometimes it's easier to make sure you're getting everything inked well. There we go. That's better. Now, it doesn't really have to be straight or anything because we're only actually going to use the bottom part closing up my ink pad so it's not super noisy. For this one, we're going to color the cupcake again. So I'm going to grab my Tahitian Tide marker again. Actually, I already did that. I did that ahead of time. I forgot that I did it. So let me grab this one that I've already done. And then we'll go ahead and put in the pink polka dots on this one. But that'll save a little time. I forgot I had prepared that earlier this morning. But I'm excited for the new colors. I'm always really excited for the new catalog to come out. It will come out to customers for customers to order on May 1st. As I said, if you would like to see it early and get to pre-order, we'll get to pre-order some of the products early. I'd love to have you on my team. We meet each month either both in person and on Zoom. And we have an active team. We have a fun Facebook page where people contribute and they post their projects. I also, with my team, I offer a Stamper of the Month, which is that you get to, let me see if I need to get this down by me, so I'm not sure I'm going to be in the camera completely. Yeah, it looks like I will be. Where they get to pick a stamp set. Well, I don't know if this is going to work after all because it's hitting the holder of my... Let me try and do it here. This might work okay too. Okay. Anyway, I buy the stamp set for them, and then in return, they promise they're going to post. Now, see what I'm going to do? I'm going to score on the cupcake lines because we're gonna make it actually look like a real cupcake holder. Can you see this? So when you put the line on this is where your scoring tool is going to go. You can keep it straight that way, trying to stay in the picture, but I realize it might not be staying in the picture like this. And I'm just scoring each one of those cupcake lines like this. And anyway, so then when you're Stamper of the Month, then you promise to create and post on our team group page at least one project each week. The more the merrier, but that's one thing I offer my teams. My team, I should say. Let's go in and go down here. Right now you get $125 worth of product for $99, and then you'll get to see the new catalog. Today, if you join today, oh shoot, that actually cut into my cupcake. Well, we're gonna pretend like that cut. I grabbed the cutting blade instead. This is, you know, if you like detail, then you will love to do this card. So, because this has a lot of detail. One more. Here we go. You can probably guess what we're going to do here. I'm just looking at my comments. Let me go ahead and put in my join link just in case you're tempted to do that. Let me I have to find it here in my notes. So, but again, this is for Facebook Live. So if you're watching on YouTube, this link will be in the video description. So there we go. There's the Join Now link if you want to see that new catalog today. All right, now what we're going to do is we're going to cut out this cupcake liner, and then we're going to fold those folds like an accordion fold, so it's like a real cupcake liner. Makes sense? Now, as I said, this probably is not for the person that doesn't really care to do a lot of detail on their cards. They kind of just want to stamp and paste and be done and send it. But if you like to do details, this is kind of a cute thing to add. It will bring a smile to both your face and whoever you're sending it to, because it's going to look like a real cupcake liner. I like cake, period, whether it's, you know, any kind of cake. Hopefully that cut, can you see it? I cut it instead of scored it. Okay, so this is going to be a little bit harder for you to see, probably until we get to the end, is folding on these lines. So I'm going to just fold on this first score line. I'm just going to fold this one back, trying to get closer to you. This way it looks like I need to go. And so this first one is folded under, then this one will be folded back like an accordion. Trying to get a little bit closer. Then back this way, then back this way. I know some of you that watch every week, you do like detail in your cards. And I missed, looks like I missed, whoops. Well, you can't miss one. You can't miss a line. You have to go back and make sure you fix it, because otherwise it'll mess up your scoring completely. And I missed this middle one. I think I was too busy chit-chatting about the new colors or about being detailed. I don't remember. But not focusing on my scoring for sure. Now, see, this is not so good. I'm going to kind of flatten this out because it doesn't, don't do as I did, do as I say. Make sure you get all the score lines. Dang it, I can't get it to be flat now. And of course on my card, I don't want it to be flat. Okay, if you're watching on YouTube, you might want to just fast forward to this part. Gosh, something is catching it. Let me try and go this way and see if that is better. Yeah, it's this one. Right here. I think it will be better because going the other direction, yeah, there we go. Going the other direction, the arm was pushing it away. Oh, thanks, Kelly. How about using Post-it tape? Oh, you mean for me to put my cupcake liner on my score or on my trimmer? Yeah, that would have worked. I didn't see your comment before I changed it. I don't know. Can you see? I know this is going to be really hard to see, but on the back side, you can see all the score lines. So I'm going to hold it up and see if the camera will... There we go. You can kind of see it that way. So again, I'm just going back to my accordion fold. Now, would I do this for a lot of birthday cards? No. Would I do it for some of my great nieces and nephews that I think would love this card? Yes, for sure I would. Because they would love it. And their moms would love it more because their moms would notice it, you know. All right, there we go. There. Now I'm going to kind of recrease these ones that I kind of stretched out. There we go. So see what that looks like? So now we're going to go ahead and we're going to put that on our kitty like so. And I'm going to use actually small dimensionals, mini dimensionals for this because I don't want to flatten out those cupcake liner creases. So we're going to just, this is something really easy. And Diane says she likes to do putsy. If you like to do putsy, this is a really cute idea for this stamp set. Okay, so I'm gonna just go ahead. Now I did color the kitty because if you around the sides you can see that cupcake below. If you wanted to save time, you could maybe not do the coloring below. But if you're going to be putzing around with this card anyway, you probably want to go ahead and color the cupcake below. Now I'm going to take Wink of Stella for this balloon because we've got a really sparkling inside. Wink of Stella is a glitter pen, so it may or may not show up on camera. There's a fine line between trying to show you a close-up and having it not be visible anyway. Okay, so now what we're going to do is, now I'm going to take a strong glue. So I'm going to actually take Tombow liquid glue. A Stampin' Seal Plus would work for this too, but you don't want this to come off, and we're gluing on glitter paper. Oh, Sue, I'm glad you like it. Hi, Jean. Alrighty, so let's go ahead. I'm going to just now center this in my card. So the other thing I forgot to mention is that this is obviously a 4x4 or 4 1/4 by 4 1/4 card. So it will still fit in our regular envelope. So I'm going to hold this down for just a minute because I want that to stay. Glitter paper, although we love crafting with it, it really doesn't like to stick to anything. So you just have to be really diligent about your adhesive. For this part, now I know that I only want my adhesive to go from here to here, so I have to be careful with that. So I'm not gluing my card shut like this. So there we go. So this is what this is going to look like on top. And it will sit on someone's desk that you've given it to for a birthday, or their dresser if it's a child. All right, one more thing. We're going to tie a double bow with 2 different types of ribbon. So people always ask, well, how do you tie a double bow? Well, I really don't tie a double bow as such, but I treat 2 pieces of ribbon like one. It is easier, I'll be honest, it's easier when you're using the same width of ribbon. This is a little trickier, but if you're patient with it, you can make this work. So I'm going to just treat this as one ribbon. Make sure you've got plenty of ribbon pulled out. Now, this is on Facebook Live, so it probably will not go smoothly. It might take me a little bit longer than it would. It went pretty well when I was doing it on my own, but you know, on Facebook Live it doesn't always go the best. Well, that wasn't too bad. Let's go ahead and pull this in. So this card would work for a girl or a boy, or a grown-up. Either we'll go for a grown-up or I think a young person, because it's cute with the kitty. And I'm putting both pink and blue on it for ribbons. So there we go for our ribbon. I'm going to give this a little trim here and here. And I'll get our ribbons out there. Life is better with bling and shiny glitter. Diane, you know me. You and I are the glitter girls. And there's probably other glitter girls on here too. Okay, so I'm going to, since this is kind of a wide ribbon, I'm going to do 2 mini glue dots. So I'm going to do one a little bit to the right and one a little bit to the left. There we go, like so. And we're just going to stick this down at the bottom of our little cupcake here. I'm going to kind of arrange our bow to be so both the ribbons show. And what do you think? I'm going to trim. This is my ribbon scissors. I know it's not a Stampin' Up! Scissors, but it was my mom's for sewing, and I like to use it because it makes me think of her. And she was always really, really picky about you can't use her sewing scissors for anything but fabric or ribbon. So I use that one. But our paper snips, our Stampin' Up! Paper snips are sharp. I just use them for cutting. I could just use a designated one for ribbon too, and it would be fine. So there's our little kitty. There's our best day card. So as I said, the tutorial for this will be coming out in for my newsletter subscribers this week. I would love for you to join my list, and there's lots of photos and detailed instructions. All the ingredients, supplies are listed here. The stamps, the ink, the paper, the embellishments. Hi, Linda. Oh, thanks, Kelly. I'm glad you like it. Thank you, Sue. Let me go ahead and bring this up and turn up back so you can see me right side up. Thanks so much for joining me today. I will be back on, I might have another live, but I'm sorry, I don't know if I'll make it this week yet, but I will do a whole live featuring some retiring products, some things I think to note about things that are leaving, things that are staying, but I don't know yet because I won't see it until today. So I will go from there. So just watch my Facebook page. If you have followed me or liked my page, you're going to see it coming. If you're watching on YouTube, just make sure you come over and join my Facebook page and my Facebook group, and then you'll keep up with everything that's going on. So here's our little card today, wishing you all the wishes. Thanks so much for joining me, everybody. I'll see you next time. Thanks. Bye-bye.